This time I'm going to review the only werewolf movie I ever liked in my life, which is ironically the least talked about werewolf movie to my knowledge out there. And that's Wolf, starring Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer and James Spader. And what I like about this movie is not the werewolf mythology. I mean, I've never been into werewolf stuff. It's just not my cup of tea. It's not because it's scary. It didn't scare me at all, even though it's a horror movie. But it's really funny. It's got some really good comedy elements to it, even though I wouldn't classify it as a comedy. But it's like so many funny moments in it that it seems like a comedy or a dark comedy, maybe. I don't know. And the characters are really well written, good characters, and the performances by everybody. Everybody's performance was awesome. Like, especially Jack Nicholson and James Spader, they steal the show. Jack Nicholson, he plays this mild-mannered, charming, calm type of guy who's just, I don't know, he's really smooth. He's got that smooth Jack Nicholson. He's Jack Nicholson's playing, you know what I mean? Like, Jack Nicholson is always playing like the same charming type of guy. I don't know. Anyway, I like his character. It's a good character, and he's a good actor. And then James Spader, he's this really pompous, smarmy ass kisser type who's like trying to climb up the corporate ladder. So let me start from the beginning. It starts out with Jack Nicholson's character, Will Randall. He's on his way home from New England, I think. He's in New England, driving on a road, snowy road out in the countryside, and he hits a wolf, and then he gets out, tries to see if it's still alive. He pokes it with a stick, and it doesn't move, but then we see a shot of the wolf, open his eyes and close it like, I'm gonna bite you. You think I'm dead, but I'm gonna get you. So he tries to move him off the road, and then the wolf bites him, and then runs off to the background. There's a whole bunch of other wolves in the background just staring at him until he, gets out of there and drives off. And, there's this shot that comes up on one of the wolf's faces, and judging from the face, it looked like that wolf could have been a human before, turned into a wolf. So I don't know if that was just a bad effect or if they were trying to imply that or whatever. But anyway, excuse me. Yeah. After that, we're introduced to, all the other characters, including James Spader. He's like his protege. Well, let me see. Will Randall is the senior editor of this publishing firm who's about to get fired, along with some other people, by the head of the firm, played by Christopher Plummer. And yeah, we find out that James Spader's protege, his character is, Stewart. We find out that Stewart was secretly trying to get Will Randall's job behind his back without, telling him. And he's such an ass kisser that, he didn't expect that from him. So it's like when he finds out at the party at the Alden's mansion. Alden's the guy Christopher Plummer plays. He's like a billionaire who owns a mansion, owns the firm. So yeah, he invites them all down there to his mansion to fire some people, and then Will Randall's one of them. So he fires Will Randall. That's when he finds out that Stewart begged him for his job and got it, and that's why Will Randall's being demoted. So he goes back inside after he gets the news, and he congratulates Stewart on his new position as senior editor-in-chief. And he's such an ass kisser, he tries to play it off like he didn't know about it, and he's like, what? Alden said that? What did he say? And then Jack Nicholson just looks at him like, you know what the fuck I'm talking about, don't play dumb. And it's like, after that look, he just kind of comes out with it like, it happened this morning over the phone. I didn't even know he was serious. Just say the word, I'll turn it down. And he's like, it's up to you, Stewart. You're asking the one person in the world who can't advise you anymore. He's like, no, Will, it's up to you. Just, I'll do whatever you say. And he doesn't mean it. He's just kissing ass, you know. It's so hilarious the way James Spader plays it. And so later that night, Will Randall and his wife are at home, and you know they're kind of catching up, you know, and having dinner, and then Will Randall, you know, he goes to sleep, and then the next day he's like, his wife wakes up at 7:30, alarm clock wakes him up, and he's like, give me till 8. So she gives him till 8, and then the whole day flies by, and then she's back from work, and it's like, well, what's wrong with, like, he's like, and then it's 7:30 at night, and he's like, I said give me till 8. He's like, it's 7:30 at night, you dope. So after that, he feels all, you know, refreshed, like he caught up on his sleep, and he's feeling all good. Plus the wolf, you know, the wolf powers are taking effect, so he's, you know, all his senses are enhanced, and he's, you know, he's just, you know, he can hear better, he can smell things, you know, he's feeling energized, and you know, it shows. So it's like he goes to work the next day, and first he meets with Stewart. You know, he like, no wait, no, I'll get to that. So yeah, he hears a bunch of things, hears a bunch of people talking throughout the whole building from his office, and then like there's this one guy as he's coming in, he's like, he smells tequila on him, he's like, how the fuck can you drink tequila this early? He just walks by him in the hall. He's like, how the fuck can you drink tequila this early? He's like, how the fuck did you know? You kidding? I could smell it a mile away. And then later on when he hears all those people talking, that guy's one of them, he's like on the phone saying like, you know what this jerk said to me? He said, how can you drink tequila this early? I mean, I had a drop of tequila in my coffee this morning, and he said he smelled it. And then later on, when Will Randall's on the phone with that guy, asking him to look up professors who know about, you know, werewolf powers and all that. At the end of the phone conversation, he's like, and Larry, don't tell people you had a drop of tequila with your coffee this morning. You didn't have coffee this morning. And then the guy, he hangs up on him, and the guy just looks at it at the bottom of his phone like, is this thing bugged? And he looks around, he's like, is there a hidden camera or something? But it's all his senses. He can hear everything and smell everything. So the wolf, you know, is taking over. And then later on, he finds out, like, his wife's fucking Stewart. Will Randall finds out his wife's fucking Stewart, the former protege, the ass kisser, because he smells Stewart on her clothes. And then he goes out to Stewart's apartment, tries to look for her, and then Stewart's like, I'll come down. He buzzes the door at the bottom, and he's like, I'll come down. And then he comes down, opens the door, and then Will, like, he walks in. He's like, hey, what's wrong with you? Will, what the hell's wrong with you? And then he bites him, and then fucking runs and jumps up the stairs, and then finds his wife in there, and he's like, she thinks, you know, it's James Spader coming back, but he's like, what did he? And she's like totally busted. And he just gives her this look, like, in this grunt, and then just walks away. And he's so classy about it. Like, I just love the way Jack Nicholson plays things. I mean, and he never raises his voice. Like, even when he's mad in this movie, he's like, he's so calm throughout the whole movie, except when he's, you know, changing into a wolf. And that's when he's all like, ah! But yeah, he bites James Spader, and then the next day, you know, he arrives on an elevator. You can see, like, his eyes a little bit, and then, you know, closer in the shot, Jack Nicholson comes up on another elevator, and it's like, they meet the next day. He sort of confronts him about, you know, him fucking his wife. Now, and then he's still trying to kiss ass, talking about, like, what do you want me to do? I'll do it. I'll stop seeing Laura, or no, I'll stop seeing your wife, or I'll turn down the job. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. He's like, I want you to resign today. He's like, well, I can't do that. So why did I say?